स्वाध्याय टीवी डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी।
Dear students, Namaskar. I, Dr. Himanshu Patel, welcome you from the Chaitanya studio of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University. We are in lecture series in mobile application development in Android. In last session, we have learned how to use multimedia content in your application. There are two aspects, one is a playback and another is recording. So, we have discussed how to play application audio resource with media player and how to play your video using video view. We have also discussed how to use intent and media recorder class to record video. We have used native camera application for recording your video and storing at your path specified, and media recorder class to record video is left as an exercise. In today's session, we are going to discuss about very important topic, database programming. In Android, we have SQLite database for storing structured data. Structured data persistence in Android is provided through two mechanisms. One is called SQLite database and another is called content provider. SQLite database is a relational database library. Every application can create its own database over which it has complete control. Means any operation that is performed in conventional database can be performed also in case of SQLite database. Another approach is content provider. Content provider offers a generic well defined interface for using and sharing data. We discussed content provider in later lectures. Today we are discussed about SQLite database. So, let us start with what is SQLite database is. Using SQLite database, you can create independent relational database for your application to store and manage complex structured application data. Any kind of data that you stored in relational database can be stored inside this SQLite database because it is also relational database. Now, where these files or data will be kept, and Android stores SQLite database as a file, and that file is stored in location data slash your package name, which is specified while creating your application, and there inside it there is a databases folder, and in databases folder whatever name you specified for database will be created. So, this red line is the location of your database. So, you can find it using Android device manager. By default, all databases are private. That means, it is accessible only by the application that created them. You cannot have a database which is available for all applications. Application can use its own private database. What is SQLite? SQLite, as mentioned earlier, is a relational database management system or RDBMS. It is open source, standard compliant, lightweight and single tier. Now, how this SQLite database differs from conventional database? It is loosely typing. So, we can say there is a data type available, but it does not impose data type restriction while accepting values. Whenever you create database, you have to consider certain aspect in your mind. First is you cannot store file within database table. So, what you have to do is use a string to store a path to file, preferably in fully qualified URI. Means file should not be stored in database, but instead its path should be stored, and it is strongly recommended that all tables include unique index or primary key field for each row. Means every record should be unique within database. So, these two things you have to keep in mind while creating database. Now, how to open and create database? So, setting up database is two-step process. First, you have to call open or create database to create the new database. For example, suppose I want to create employee database, then my database name is EMPDB. So, I will write down open or create database, and if that database is already exist, it will open that database, and if it does not exist, then file with name empdb will be created for you, and you have to specify mode for your database also. Once database is open or created, you can call one method of database called execute SQL on the resulting database instance to run the SQL command that will create your tables and their relationship. Once this file is created, you can create your table and establish relationship between them by using create command, and any other command can also be execute SQL method. Now, there are certain steps for querying a database. When you query a database, normally it returns a cursor. Cursor is nothing but set of records returned by the query. So, to execute a query on database, you have to supply certain things. First is an optional boolean that specifies if the result set should contain only unique values. So, first argument specifies whether you want to retrieve unique records or not. Second, you can specify the name of table to query. So, you have to supply table that you want to query, then a projection as an array of string that lists the column to include in result set. For example, if you want to include all the table, these argument may be null, but suppose you want to retrieve particular columns, then you have to supply that as a array of string. Then you can filter your records using where clause. So, a where clause that defines the row to be returned. You can include wildcard characters, which is question mark, that will be replaced by the value passed through the selection argument parameter. For example, I want to retrieve employees for particular department, then my query may be select star from employee where department is equal to question mark, and in question mark you can pass your department name. Next is an array of selection argument string that will replace the question mark in where clause. So, as I mentioned earlier, department name for question mark will be specified in these argument. When you want to group your data, you can use group by clause, and suppose you want to filter those group data, then you can use having filter. You have to pass string that describes the order of the returned rows, and finally, an optional string that defines a limit for the number of returned rows. Suppose you want to retrieve only first 3 rows, then you can specify it also in query method. So, this is how we can query a SQLite database. Normally, query method returns cursor, and you have to separate individual data from these cursor. So, to extract value from a result cursor, first use move to method to position the cursor at the correct row of the result cursor. For example, if you want to process all data, then you have to move to first. Location may be first, previous, next, etc. Once you reach at desired row, you can use get and type method. For example, get string method to return the value stored at current row for the specified column as shown in screen. For example, here we write down string column name is equal to my result dot get string. My result is a cursor returned by query, and get string is a method of cursor, and column index you can specify the index of column first, second, third, fourth, whatever column you want to retrieve. You want to retrieve first 3, then you have to write down 3 lines similar to these. So, this is how you can extract data from the cursor returned by query. You need to perform add, update, delete, etc. in database. So, SQLite database class also provide these methods which encapsulate the SQL statement required to perform the action. And suppose you want to write down these query yourself, you can also use these execute SQL method to execute these methods yourself. Anytime you want to modify underlying database value, you should call refresh query on each cursor that has a view on the affected table. Either you can use these insert, delete, update method of database, or you can use execute SQL method to perform these operations. Today we write down one application which create employee database, and field names are employee ID, name, date of join, department, designation and salary. So, first we create database, then we create this table with all the fields mentioned here, and we also specify the type of field in create query. Then we provide facility to insert, update, delete and select all records or select particular record with given ID, because ID is a primary key for our database. So, we can perform select record operation using ID for the employee table. So, let us start. Here on screen you can see I have created already one activity, namely SQLite DB activity, and there is a one layout file with name activity underscore main.xml. So, here is our interface. First is a one button which creates our database and table. So, this button is used to perform database creation and table creation. Then as mentioned earlier, I have taken employee ID as a primary key and auto increment. So, we need not to enter ID, because it is automatically incremented whenever you insert record. So, then you have to enter name, date of join, department, designation and salary. So, for that we have edit text available, and once all these value entered here, user can press this insert button, and whatever value entered by user is inserted as an employee record, and these update and delete button is used to perform update and deletion respectively, but to update particular record we require primary key. So, here is a edit text which accepts ID, and whatever ID entered by here will be updated with value entered in this edit text. Now, select all will fetch all the record that is stored in database and then display it in toast row by row. Select will select particular ID entered here and display these values inside this edit text. And suppose you want to drop all the tables and database, we can have this drop database button. So, this is all about our interface, and now we discussed how these can be performed using activity. So, here is our activity file. Here we declare one SQLite database object with name MyDB, and this button refers to button discussed earlier and available in design mode. So, we have create, insert, update, delete, select, select all and drop button there. So, accordingly we have object here of that button. Here are the edit text which represent ID, name, date of join, department, designation and salary that you can use for referring in design time. First we set our content view using our layout file, then we take reference of all the buttons that I created in layout file, then we take all reference of edit text created at design time for referring in program. So, first we set our layout and then we take reference of button and edit text. Now, whenever these create database button is pressed, we have to create database file. So, open or create database is a method to create or open database. So, inside MyDB it will open or create these EMPDB. If it is exist, it will open EMPDB. If it is not exist, it will create file EMPDB in your data/data/databases folder, package name /databases folder, and this second argument specifies that you have to create database if necessary, and last is a factory cursor. Normally this argument is kept as a null. Once we have our database is created, we can use its execute SQL method to create tables and relationship. So, here I write down query which taken by execute SQL as argument as a create table employee. So, employee is the name of table, then I write down EID which is our first column, its data type is integer. Now, remember SQLite database supports many data type including integer, numeric, date and text, but it does not impose restriction on accepting value. Then since employee ID is a primary key, I have mentioned constraint primary key and it is of type auto increment. So, I write down auto increment. So, we need not to supply these field, it will be automatically updated. Next column is name and its type is text. Every field should be comma separated. So, next is a comma, then date of join is of type date, department is of type text, designation is also of type text and salary is a numeric, and you have to write down this column definition within parenthesis. So, create table employee parenthesis in between definition of various columns and then our query finished. So, these line will create employee table with whatever columns specified. Once table is created, we need not have any other functions. So, we close database by calling its close method, and inside toast we specify user that table is created successfully. Now, we write down all these code inside try block. So, if there is some exception is generated, it will be caught inside this catch block, and whatever exception is generated is displayed to user as a toast. So, this is how create button works. It creates database as well as table. When insert button is pressed, so inside on click listener we write down code inside try and catch as usual. So, every time you have to open database for performing insert, update or delete. So, I have opened database, then I call insert method of database. Instead of execute SQL, I use insert method which is already there in database. So, inside insert you have to first argument is the name of table which is employee in this case. Second is a filter, but here we need not to filter any argument. So, it is a null, and last is a value that we want to insert specified as a content values. So, remember here we have a 6 field, out of which we want to add 5 fields. So, before calling insert method we must have content values ready. So, after opening database I have created content values. So, content values object can be created by calling its instance new content values, and then you have to put name and value pair. So, our first column is name. Remember these column name must exactly match our database name. So, first is a name and its value comes from that edit text which is name. So, name is comes from name edit text box, date of join comes from date of join edit text box, department comes from department edit text box and so on. So, once this content value is prepared according to field that we want to insert, we can call finally insert method to insert this value, and once this value is inserted we have to close our database, and this reset function does job of blank all the edit text box once it is called. So, inside reset we just set all edit text value to blank, and we display message that employee inserted successfully using toast, and if there is some exception or error, we display it using toast. So, this is how we can insert data into database. Then comes update. So, every time you want to perform any operation, you have to first open database and in last you have to close database. So, update method, first argument is table name, second is a value to be updated, and third is a where condition. So, here I write down EID is equal to question mark, that means we want to update value of particular employee with employee ID given. So, last is a array of string which specifies this question mark. In this case, we have only one question mark and it comes from ID edit text. So, here I write down id dot get text dot toString to fetch ID from edit text. So, update takes 4 arguments: table name, content to be updated, where clause, and value that to be used inside where clause. So, here like insert we have write down content values which is fetched from updated value fetched from edit text, and that value is updated on particular employee ID, and then finally we close database. Reset means blank all the edit text and display message that employee updated successfully. Delete is a relatively simple. Here we open database, then we directly call delete method. So, first argument specifies table to be table from where record is to be deleted. Second argument specifies where condition, if it is null all record will be deleted. So, here I deleted a record with particular employee ID and that is comes from ID edit text. So, last argument specifies argument for this where clause, in our case it is a ID. So, this is how delete works. Once record is deleted, we have to close database, blank all the fields, and finally we display message inside toast that employee deleted successfully, and if some error is generated, we display inside catch block using toast. So, this is how insert, update and delete operation is performed. Now, next operation is a select operation. So, what we want to do is whenever this select button is pressed, we want to fetch employee with particular ID entered in this ID edit text, and all the value fetched should be displayed inside this edit text. So, remember this, we have write down code accordingly here. So, here we open database, then to select, to perform select operation we have to use row query method. So, here I write down my query, first argument is my query and with where clause. So, here I write down select star from employee where employee ID is given by user, and in second we have to specify parameter for where clause. So, here I specify ID. So, in row query we have to specify two things, one is a query with wild character or question marks, and in second we have to provide value for these question marks. So, in our case it is a ID. Now, inside C this employee ID record is fetched. Now, before reading data we have to go to that record. So, here in our case only one record is fetched. So, I write down if C dot move to next means if there is a record exists, because move to next is a boolean method which returns true if it can be moved to next. So, it goes to first record, and inside name we fetch first column which is our name in our case. Inside date of join we fetch second column using get string method of cursor with index 2, and inside department we fetch third column, inside designation we fetch fourth column, and inside salary we fetch fifth column. So, when this select button is pressed, if employee is exists, then all the data is displayed inside respective employee edit text, and suppose that ID does not exist, then else part is executed, and here we write down employee ID not found and we call reset. So, previous data in edit text will be removed, and finally, we have to close cursor and close database. Next is a select all. So, when these select all button is pressed, we display all record which is stored in a toast in one row representing one record, second row representing second row, and so on. So, here inside select all we have taken one string which name is rec. We open database as explained earlier, we fetch result inside cursor C, and we loop until last record by writing while C dot move to next. So, first it will move to first record, then if second record exists, it move to second record, and so on. And inside record we have just fetch 0 that is ID, 1 that is name, and fourth that is a designation is fetch inside record. So, here I write down record is equal to record plus first column name plus comma plus second column name plus fourth column name. So, this is how one record is fetched, and then we append new line character. So, next record will be displayed in next line. So, this loop continues until all record fetched and stored it inside record one by one in a new line. Finally, we close the cursor, we close the database and display these fetch records using toast, and if there is some error, then it goes inside catch block, and inside catch block we display error message as a toast. To completely remove your database file, you can call delete database method. So, delete database takes one argument which is file name supplied in open or create database. So, we have write down empdb which is our file that stores database. So, you have to be careful because you cannot undo these action. So, deleting database should not be performed without confirmation. So, delete database will permanently delete all tables and records and structures and file from your phone. So, remember this is a crucial operation, and once database is deleted, we display message using toast that database is deleted. So, this is how our database application works. So, here you can see a reset function which set text for all edit text to blank. So, here is a reset function. Now, we want to test this application. So, I press start app button or run button. So, here on screen you can see our application is running. First we have to press this create employee database button to actually create database and table. So, here on screen you can see table created message is displayed. One table is created, we can insert, update or delete records. So, I am just inserting first record. So, whatever data you want to type here, employee name, then date of join for employee, then department, then designation, and salary. So, here we have not performed any validation for better understand code, but you can always perform validations before inserting data. So, here I am pressing insert button. So, all these value will be inserted inside employee table with ID 1. So, here it displays message employee inserted successfully. Now, I want to update this record entered already. So, here I am entering 1 in ID and then I press select. So, select will fetch all these data from employee table as explained earlier. So, here I am updating my name and you can update all the values and now I press update button. So, it will update these values for employee ID 1. So, here I am pressing update button. So, it displays employee updated successfully. Now, whether it is actually updated or not, that I can already know by selecting that record from database. So, here is a 1 and then I press select. So, you can see now it displays updated record. Suppose I want to delete this record, then I can press this delete button and employee will be deleted from database. Now, here I am just inserting another record. So, here I enter some other record. And then press insert. Now, we have 2 records available in our database and when I press select all, it will fetch these 2 records one row at a time and display it in toast. So, I am just pressing select all button. So, you can see it displays ID, name and designation. So, n number of record can be fetched by pressing select all and you can also display this record inside list activity or list that we have already discussed. And once you press this drop DB, it entire database, table, structure, data, everything will be removed. So, here I am pressing drop DB button, but before that we check whether delete works or not. So, I am just pressing select, first record is this, I am just pressing delete. So, it displays employee deleted successfully. Now, when I press select all, it should display only one record which is with ID 2. So, here you can see first record is deleted and select all display only one record. And finally, we press drop DB to completely remove database. Remember, here we created database and table programmatically. So, even you drop DB, you can immediately create your table and database, but all data is lost. So, this is how our application works and you can use SQLite database to perform various operation on screen. So, let us summarize what we have learned today. We have learned to design persistent data access mechanism with Android application using SQLite database. We have open and closed database. We have created table in database dynamically. We have performed insert, update, delete, select all and select particular record from database, and we make use of cursor to retrieve records for processing. I hope you enjoyed this session. I recommended that you also create same application yourself. Thank you and happy learning.
स्वाध्याय टीवी